Good day, Scavs. How are you doing today? How have you been enjoying your time with the Forever Winter so far? I know this review is coming late, but it's really going to be the only review you need because it's also going to come with a way to make water actually feel impactful and feel important to get, because you actually get to a point where you're able to farm water very quickly and the whole tick down timer is redundant, useless, and doesn't serve a purpose other than making you log in to get more water. So we're gonna do away with that, and then I'm gonna give the devs, if you're watching, hello lads, I'm gonna give you guys a great way to go about changing the water mechanic and making it more engaging and far more entertaining. So before we get to that, let's talk about my gripes about the game. Right now, movement needs to be improved. It feels very floaty, it doesn't have much impact, and it feels overly stiff. Like all of our characters have a good sized rod shoved straight up their asses. Now again, we are carrying a giant metal rig on our back that we use to go through the scavenging halls of our little hearts and souls to make this game better for ourselves. Now, I'm collecting plenty of money, I'm collecting plenty of water, being able to go into a run in the scorched earth and just grab 3 tubs of water and then leave is super quick, super easy. In fact, the whole farming route and being able to farm missions to get extra water has made the tick down timer feel completely redundant. We're not there yet though. I'm just letting you know my thoughts. The weapons system I would like to see expanded upon, because right now I don't really notice a complete difference with using modifications on my weapons. What I am noticing more of a difference in is leveling up my scav and being able to put points into the abilities that I'm looking to unlock, such as the increased accuracy. I do think we could see a bigger jump into the accuracy instead of starting off at like 5% accuracy, 2% sprint speed, and I think it was an additional like 2% or maybe 4% carry weight, or maybe it was 5. I think everything could be jumped up a little bit. I think the accuracy, we could start with a 10% boost and then start turning it into like our scavs getting closer to be a laser beam. In terms of the weapon accuracy, I do think that the sprint speed could be upped maybe instead of 2. Let's just keep everything at 5s and 10s. Let's keep everything kind of 5 and 0s. I would like to see that go up to 5% instead of 2%. I don't know how much of a break of the game that would be, but that would be a nice change to see. And the carry capacity I think is actually okay. I think the carry capacity percentile is pretty solid. Some enemies do feel rather bullet spongy, but again, they are wearing high tier armor that does require more deadlier weapons with a higher caliber. I will say the Scar 50 caliber is fantastic and I enjoy it far too much. It has become a favorite of mine. That, and I'm rocking an AK build that's nearing 187 or 193 for damage every shot. So I do think the weapons themselves are pretty nice. I haven't really played too much with the SMGs. I've done a little bit. They normally are my speed, but I feel like it takes too many SMG shots to bring something down. So I am using more of the assault rifle builds, which means I'm not playing the shaman like I thought I would be, but I do like the shaman out of all the characters. I do like the shaman the most. So there's that. You know what I mean? Next, the quest systems. I do like the quest system. They are pretty fun. It does give me something to hunt down for, like that twisted fucking teddy bear. Yeah, we're gonna call that thing a teddy bear, sure. 3 faces. The teddy bear fucking killed the child that once held it. You know it did. All in all, I like the missions. They all offer a bit of a challenge. The quest structure is pretty good. I definitely think that it's in the right direction for the game, playing with the factions. I'm finding a bigger draw to Eurasia than I am Europa, and I have yet to unlock the Euruscan vendor. However, the Euruscans look so fucking cool, as do the Eurasians. And the Europans, well, they just look like standard American soldiers and NATO soldiers. They don't look super cool. I personally, out of all the drones, as horrifying as it is to say, I do love the Eurasian wasp drones that fly around overhead. I'm calling them a wasp. What are you calling them? They look like giant wasps, whereas the Europans have these giant cylinders that float around as drones. The wasps look so much cooler. It feels like the dev focus is a lot more intrigued by the Eurasian and the Euruscan design for units. So I don't know, maybe that is the case, who knows. I have no other major complaints. The game's finicky, there's a lot of pop-in, there's a lot of stuff that needs improvement. My biggest gripe, as I said, the movement system is where a lot of the work needs to be done. Enemy spawns also need improvement. It is rather annoying to be doing some scavving, and then all of a sudden the enemy just pops in out of the fucking ether like a bunch of daisies. That I would like to see improved on, and to not have enemies spawn right on top of you. Whether that's game design or is a bug, I don't know, but I do think it is poor game design to have enemies spawn literally right on top of you and then instantly hose the shit out of you while you're in the middle of someone's bag. That definitely does need a lot of focus and a lot of improvement there. I would like to see a bit more in the way of enemy identifiers. So far, I can tell the Eurasians apart from everybody else, and there are runs where I can tell the difference between the Europans and the Eruskans. I would like to see some kind of flag patch or something that signifies an enemy faction, something where if you're paying attention to the enemy units, you can see what side they're on. So having some form of military insignia on them for which branch they're with that is visible would be a nice touch as well, especially for the enemy factions. Let's get down to the brass tacks about the water system. As I said right now, the tick down timer is so redundant, it really shouldn't exist for the offline. There's a lot of people who are looking to play the game on Steam, have put the reviews in, have put the discussions in, and have been talking about it, that they feel like it is a shitty mechanic. And as someone who's been playing the game, even I can say from the standpoint of someone who's playing it, that it is shitty because it serves no purpose to have your water tick down offline. I'm really not thinking about it just because I'm able to get so much water. Now, does this mean that the devs should immediately gut punch reaction and start limiting the amount of water that spawns on each map? No, I don't think they should. I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is that we don't have anything to spend water on. There's no reason to collect water other than you just collect it. So let's talk about getting that situated. Water should become some form of a premium currency within the game, right? So as you loot it, you're able to hold on to these water jugs, and then you go in and you can transfer these jugs into your water storage tank. But quest givers also give us water as a form of currency, as a reward. So why don't we start giving water out as a currency or as a way to get people to give us certain things? So first off, when it comes to recruiting NPC allies, it would be a good idea to be able to spend water to recruit those allies along with credits. So we reduce the amount of credits that it costs to hire an NPC ally, say reduce all costs by like 5,000, and then it costs also a day's worth of water. And as you get better and higher tier allies that you can recruit as NPCs, it starts costing 2 to 3 days worth of water. So now we're spending on quality NPCs by getting them to get extra water and be a little bit happier that we're viewing their contribution to our efforts in a way that matters. A life source. Water is life. Without water, we die. The next thing that we can spend water on is going to be insurance for gear. Now, this is going to be a 1-for-1 basis, right? So your weapon is 1 day's worth of water. That's not both weapons, that is one. So 1 slot, 2 slot. 2 full days of water to secure your weapons and make sure you don't lose them when you die. Now you're spending your water on something. Next, you go towards med kits. So advanced med kits, the big black box, that's a day's worth of water. 2 red med kits for 1 day of water. And then the little syringes is 4 of those for 1 day of water. Ammo, very much in the same way. 4 stacks of ammo is a day of water. You cannot mix and match these things. They're set items. You can't mix and match them, right? So if you're going to save your ammo, you have to have 4 pips of ammo to ensure the ammo. If you're saving your medical supplies, you have to have those pips of medical supplies for that water. Now that you've got those secured, what else can you do with water? Because now you're spending it. Now you're losing water may be faster than you're taking it in, because you're trying to ensure that you are securing your equipment when you go out into the field and having that risk of water. Do you then need to go and start upping quest rewards for water? I don't think you do. In fact, I think this gives players more of a reason to hunt down water and then start spending on higher tier quests, such as going to strip an exopilot out, going and getting the hind tracking data, and doing these more difficult missions that can get us killed quite quickly, especially the ones where you go and activate a hunter killer and then they want you to kill the hunter killer. Yeah, I used my anti-tank 36mm fucking giant ass cannon sniper rifle to do that one. That was fun, and that almost made me shit my pants, but that was one of the best quests that I've had. And that would have been one of those moments where having something else to spend my water on, having it be the insurance, or another way to spend your water would be doubling your reward, right? So if you can double your reward on quests by spending water, and getting more people to invest, or having it be some kind of like a betting system, or instead of doubling the reward you get from completing a quest, we spend water on doubling the haul that we come out of the zone with. And I'm not talking about doubling the large items. This would just be the small items. So if you're coming out with a haul of a bunch of extra medical supplies, you're able to double that by spending water. And I think it would have to be a substantial amount of water, not one to double, unless you do it, again, you target individual things to double with your water. So this could be something that's done at the end screen. If you came out with, a couple things that you really need, you want to spend some extra water to double it. So maybe it takes 2 days worth of water to double the resources that you want to get more of within your haul out of the zone. Another thing you can spend water on is zone information. So if you're going out to hunt down a specific enemy, Gold Brick, I think is one of them, is a sniper, you can pay water to find out exactly what zone that person is and where they are currently operating in. So you get a blip on your minimap at the top. Now you spent more water to find out where this person is. That's a water cost. You get to find out where exactly on the map they are, and that's another water cost. Maybe you pay more water to create a distraction when you get near them, or to create a distraction on the map where they'll be focused in a specific direction and not at you. Now we're spending water on things that could make the game a lot more engaging instead of just having this background pip. Because I can tell you that background pip, I'm ignoring that because it's so easy to get water. What I want to do is spend it. So let's do this. Get rid of the offline water tick and start implementing ways. It doesn't have to be these ways. If there's different ideas that other people have to spend water on, put it down in the comments. But if we can focus on getting ways to spend our water to make it more worth our time to be going out and hunting water, so we can do larger runs, more intense runs, more dangerous runs, because we have something to spend our water on, we have a reason to spend it, and we have a reason to go out and collect it more, I think you'll start seeing players having a bit more engagement with that water system, and it will start to feel a bit more natural in this world because we now have a way to spend the water. I would easily send myself into water death simply by spiraling and gambling with the amount of water that I have, trying to come out with more resources, more weapons, more gear, or trying to secure certain loadouts that I'm not too confident in because I haven't used them yet. So I think those will be some good ways for the devs of Forever Winter to implement the right kinds of changes and in the right direction for the water mechanic of the game. I do hope to see some ideas. I hope they watch this video and I hope they like the ideas, and I hope maybe they take some, or maybe they use these ideas as a jumping off point to actually make the water mechanic more engaging than just we want you to be thinking about the game all the time. Because to be honest, I will think about this game and I don't think about the water mechanic. I think about, man, I want to go on these runs because they're fun regardless of the jank that's going on in the game right now. I'm having fun with it. It's janky as fuck, but I am having fun with it regardless. There's a lot of smoothing out of movement, of impact, of just general interconnection with the world, where some places feel out of place. But the biggest concern that a lot of people are having is this water mechanic, and I think just getting rid of that offline ticker and coming up with ways for us to gamble. Oh, here's another idea, by the way, completely spaced. Also, spend water on having more enemies come to the area. So if we can have someone in our innards by reaching a certain level of water cap, then that person is sitting there and is saying, hey, oh man, you give me water and I will divert enemy positions to your area. So if we're looking to go and kill a bunch of Eurasian Zeds, that's what I'm calling their cyborgs. I just call them Zeds because they just have such a good zombie vibe. So we have them divert a bunch of Eurasian Zeds into the zone that we're trying to kill. You know, I've got one that I'm working on right now. It's kill 10 of them. And so all of a sudden, all these Zeds get moved into the zone and I'm killing them, and then I'm able to exfiltrate with mission complete. Everything's good and I get to move on to the next mission. Again, another thing to spend water on, right? If we can work on having ways to spend the water instead of just going, oh, it's homework, I have to log on tonight and get extra water, like so many people are feeling, let's get rid of that offline ticker and have it be something that water is a better choice to grab instead of one of the gotcha crates. 'Cause I can tell you the only thing that I grab over water in this game are the gotcha crates when I find them. Those are the only things I grab instead of water. So there's that to keep in mind as well. Other than that, I've rambled on long enough, I think. I hope these are some good ideas. As I said, I'm enjoying the game very, very much. There's plenty of things that need improvement. I think, again, getting rid of the offline countdown timer and swapping it into a way where we can spend water more to get more things or to do more things or to have certain enemies come our way. I think these are good steps in the right direction for this sustenance that is such a focus in this game. Water is life. Without water, we all die. So having a way to spend it and having, scavs who will absolutely not pay attention to their total water count and will just spend and spend and spend their water to get more and more shit, and then all of a sudden they've caused their own water death by over expenditure. Because as it is right now, nobody really should be running out of water. There's no reason for you to be running out of water unless you're really being careless or you've just decided you're done playing the game. So I think being able to gamble with water and spend more water in an effort to get more things or get quests done in a certain way, I think is going to be the right decision for the game. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you to the patrons for supporting the channel on Patreon. You too can support on Patreon. There's a link down in the description below. Thank you to my channel supporters here on YouTube. You guys are amazing as well. And thank you to you who supports for free by doing everything every other YouTuber does to tell you to tickle the algorithm to get this video to reach more people and help more people find this channel. Thank you, everybody. Have a good, wonderful evening and a good rest of the day, whatever time you're watching this video. Enjoy. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Peace.